Welcome to Epochs Across Eras, where we uncover how the rituals, beliefs, and systems of ancient cultures shape the world. In this episode, we descend into the royal tombs of the Shang Dynasty, China's first archaeologically confirmed dynasty. More than places of rest, these tombs were monuments of power, belief, and fear. They housed kings, servants, soldiers, and treasures intended to accompany rulers into the afterlife. Burial practices reveal what the Shang believed about death, the spirit world, and social status. With deep rituals and dramatic sacrifices, these customs were a powerful expression of both devotion and hierarchy. Join us as we explore the sacred and somber world of Shang burial practices, where death was not the end, but the beginning of a spiritual journey. Picture a vast pit carved into the earth, filled with chariots, jade, bronze vessels, and people. Not just the dead king, but sacrificed soldiers, servants, and even animals, all buried to serve him in the afterlife. This was a Shang royal tomb. But why did they bury the living with the dead? What did these rituals mean to a Bronze Age society? And what do these tombs tell us about how the Shang saw life after death? Today, we uncover the spiritual, social, and political forces behind some of the most elaborate and chilling burial practices in ancient Chinese history. For the Shang people, death was not an end, it was a transition. They believed that after death, the spirits of the deceased lived on in an invisible realm where they could influence the world of the living. Ancestors were powerful, and their favour or anger could affect everything from harvests to health. Kings, in particular, were thought to become revered spirits who continued to guide and protect the realm from beyond. To ensure the proper care of these spirits, the Shang performed complex burial rituals. These rituals were designed to send the dead into the next life with all the tools, treasures, and attendants they might need. Ritual offerings were essential to keep the spirits fed and honoured, and tomb construction reflected the importance of the person being buried. This spiritual worldview shaped how tombs were built, what was placed in them, and who was buried alongside the deceased. A well-prepared burial wasn't just a mark of respect, it was insurance that the dead would bless, not curse, the living. In Shang belief, the afterlife was a continuation of earthly life, governed by the same social order and hierarchy. The tomb, then, was not just a grave, it was a palace for the spirit. Shang tombs varied widely based on the social status of the deceased, but royal tombs were especially elaborate. These massive underground complexes could reach depths of 10 to 20 meters and include ramps, multiple chambers, and walled enclosures. The central chamber typically housed the body of the king, while surrounding pits contained sacrificial victims, chariots, horses, and offerings. One of the most famous Shang tombs is that of Lady Fu Hao, a queen and military general buried around 1250 BCE. Her tomb was discovered intact, filled with over 1,600 items, including bronze vessels, jade carvings, weapons, bone inscriptions, and more than a dozen human sacrifices. Unlike many male tombs, Fu Hao's tomb showed a unique combination of military power and spiritual authority, giving us rare insight into elite female roles in Shang society. Bronze vessels were the most common grave goods, symbolizing wealth, status, and the ability to continue making offerings in the afterlife. Weapons, ornaments, and ritual objects were also standard. The more elaborate the tomb, the higher the status of the individual. These tombs weren't hidden, they were meant to be remembered. Their contents told stories of lives lived, battles fought, rituals performed, and legacies crafted in bronze and bone. One of the most sobering aspects of Shang burial practice was the inclusion of human and animal sacrifice. Unlike symbolic offerings seen in many ancient cultures, Shang sacrifices were real and large in number. Royal tombs often contained dozens, even hundreds of sacrificed individuals. These included soldiers, servants, concubines, and prisoners of war. Their purpose was to serve the king in the afterlife, replicating the social hierarchy of the living world. Sacrifices were placed in separate pits or directly in the tomb. Some were buried with ropes still around their necks, suggesting forced or ritual execution. Others may have volunteered or been chosen to join their lords in death, believing it was an honor or spiritual necessity. Animals were also sacrificed. Horses were buried with chariots to provide transportation in the spirit world. Dogs, cattle, and pigs were included as food or spiritual protectors. These acts were deeply tied to ancestor worship and the belief in maintaining the king's influence in the next life. While gruesome by modern standards, these practices were expressions of deep belief in continuity, hierarchy, and cosmic order. In Shang thinking, death did not erase status, it reinforced it. And sacrifice ensured that power remained intact, even beyond the grave. The tombs of the Shang Dynasty stand as powerful symbols of ancient belief, devotion, and control. In them, we find not only stunning artifacts, but the echoes of a worldview where life and death were part of a seamless, spiritual continuum. The practice of human sacrifice would fade in later dynasties, but the legacy of ancestor worship, tomb building, and reverence for the dead endured for millennia. Shang burial practices remind us that the way a civilization treats its dead says everything about how it views life, power, and eternity. Today, these tombs are not just archaeological sites. They are portals into the minds of one of humanity's first great civilizations. In death, the Shang speak volumes. Thank you for watching Epochs Across Eras. If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Let's keep exploring the past to uncover the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the epochs that define us all.